Sup guys, Leon Mooky here, and I'm back with another part of What If Izuku Was Trained by All the Shonen Jump Protagonists. This is part 13. In the last part, the UA Sports Festival was on its way, with Izuku actually not even breaking a sweat during the first event of the UA Sports Festival, being the obstacle course race, and during the second event, he already had a little bit of plan by using the transformation jutsu and the shadow clone jutsu to distract everybody while stalling for time to keep first place during the second event. Then him and Bakugo met with Shoto, and he told him the story of his life and why he refuses to use his left side, with both Izuku and Bakugo basically grilling him about his choices. So, with that said, let's get into this. As Izuku enters the ring, he sees his opponent, being the spiky redhead himself, Kirishima, as everyone is actually roaring for the crowd, wanting to see this match. As many people believe this is just going to be a one-sided fight between Izuku and Kirishima, as many people don't even think that Kirishima even has a chance against Izuku. However, that's not going to stop the energetic redhead from trying to win this fight. With soon, Izuku saying, "You ready, Kirishima? Hope you know that they did tell me I have to hold back. I hope that's okay with you, buddy." Saying, "Even if you are holding back, Midoriya, I'm still not going to go easy on you. Even, hell, if I do hold him somewhat back, I will get knocked out. Knowing what you did at the USJ," saying, "Good point. So like I told you, come at me, even with the intent to kill." With soon, they begin, as President Mike gives them the go-ahead, with Kirishima running as fast as he can and then hardening his body, his fist, as Izuku is basically using his Nen aura to guard from the attack, as he uses his left hand palm to block the punch, as he soon blocks another punch and another and another and another and another, as doesn't matter how many times Kirishima punches, there's no way he's going to get through Izuku's Nen aura. And also, guys, when they said to Izuku to hold back, he said he can use all of his other abilities. That means he's going to be focusing on one ability each match. Right now, all he's going to be focusing on is his Nen against Kirishima. So he's not going to be using no Chakra or Cosmo or Reishi or even Ray or even Dying Wheel Flames or even Tryon. Nen is the only thing he's going to be using against Kirishima. With soon, Kirishima tries to deal a powerful punch before his hardening quirk begins to give out on him. And soon, Izuku actually does flinch because Kirishima does get through his Nen aura and actually scratches the palm of his hand. With seeing this flinch for a split second, Kirishima didn't waste any time and then aimed for Izuku's face, knocking his head back. As soon, President Mike screams out, "Oh, a solid hit by Kirishima this time!" And it looks like Midoriya is going. As soon, he still stands in place, with Izuku actually smiling. With Kirishima says, "You've gotta be kidding me." Soon, Izuku saying, "Nice work, Kirishima. You actually scratched me. Not bad. Not many people have gotten through my Nen before." As Izuku looks saying, Well, you look at that." As there's somewhat of an aura around Kirishima. It's small and faint, but he notices what he's looking at. As saying, "Thanks for the fight, Kirishima. Now, it's my turn." As he soon channels his transmuter style Nen abilities, as a hurricane begins forming into the palm of his hand. As he soon steps back he thrusted his arm all the way to Kirishima, saying, "Whirlwind strike!" As the hurricane is shot at Kirishima. As Kirishima couldn't even run fast enough, as he soon swept up and then was sent flying out of the ring on his back. As Midnight sees this, saying, "Kirishima is out of bounds. The winner is Midoriya." As Izuku has his fist in the air with everyone cheering. With soon, Press Mike saying, "That was a pretty interesting match. It was kind of one-sided, but at least Kirishima was able to deal a blow to the unstoppable Midoriya. Wouldn't you have to say, Aizawa?" As I was saying, "Yeah, I guess so. Midoriya is something else." As Izuku walks over to Kirishima and saying, "Need any help, buddy?" As Kirishima says, "Yeah, I think you broke a little bit of my bones in my back and my spine." Saying, "Don't worry, I got you there." As he activates a couple of hand signs and then picks up Kirishima. After that, he begins healing his back using basic medical ninjutsu first aid. Saying, "That feel any better, buddy?" Saying, "Yeah, I'm a lot better. Thanks, Midoriya." Saying, "Anytime, dude." Soon, saying, "But you should probably go to Recovery Girl. She can properly heal you there." With Kirishima saying, "Thanks." Then Izuku saying, "Yo, Kirishima, when this is all done, you think you're free after the sports festival?" Saying, "Well, yeah, I think so. Why?" "Oh, nothing. I think I can teach you a few things, that's all." With that, Kirishima saying, "Sounds like a plan. See you later, Midoriya." As then, Izuku turns around heading to his side, saying, "Kirishima's got potential. Got potential to use Nen quite a bit. I didn't expect anybody in my world who has potential of using other abilities from another world. This is gonna be interesting. Way more interesting than I thought." As for the next match, still being Sero versus Shoto, as just like before, Shoto getting aggravated by Endeavor's and his interaction with him. Basically, you hits him with a giant ice attack, being his heavenly pierce, and freezing Sero in place, unable to fight back. Third match is Denki versus Shirazu, and well, you guys know how that match goes. Shirazu still wins. Then the fourth match being, Ida versus Hatsume, as Hatsume still used Ida as a glorified commercial, advertising event, and then throws the match after finishing, with Ida winning that match. Next up, the fifth match is Aoyama versus Mina, where, of course, Mina still wins, basically throwing her acid at Aoyama as well. Naval laser in his pants. And then there's the match between Ochako versus Momo, which one of the only differences, as Izuku wanting to cheer both of them on, as they both are like his friends anyway. Soon, he kind of wonders on who would probably win this, as he already knows that Momo has more of a, advantage over Ochako. But given her quirk, all she just needs to do is, touch her and then it's done. With Ida saying, "Who are you cheering for, Midoriya?" With Izuku saying, "Can't really say. I'll just cheer for them both. Give it my all. What do you say, Kachan?" Saying, it doesn't matter. It's just another opponent I just need to beat. That's all." And Izuku saying, yeah, I guess so in your case. As the match began, Ochako tries to run as fast as she can at Momo. However, instead of Momo creating a shield, she creates her, steel rod as she normally would. And as Ochako tries to reach for her, Momo knocks her back with a steel rod. And then, as Ochako continues doing this, Momo still knocks her back over and over again, with soon this becoming somewhat of a one-sided match and fight. However, Izuku could notice the determination and the drive of Ochako, that she's not the kind of person to just give up, with Momo saying, "You have no chance of beating me, Uraraka. Even if you come close to touching me, I would still knock you back. I could still create something to just push you back. You will just lose. And you know this. Why do you keep on fighting?" As saying, "I want to become a hero, not just for my parents, but because he's watching. I want him to see how much I'm willing to go to become stronger. How I want to be just like Deku." As soon, Momo notices what she's fighting for, as she's saying, "So you're trying to be like Midoriya. In a way, you're trying to get his attention. Personally, that's what I'm trying to do too. But this is a match. This is a fight to show the world that we're trying to become heroes. If Midoriya was here, he wouldn't hold anything back either. And neither will I." As soon, Momo begins to go on the attack. As Ochako tries to dodge, soon Momo creates somewhat that of a whip and grabs Ochako by her legs, and then with all of her strength flings her onto the other side of the arena, hoping to knock her out. However, just by the skin of her teeth, she doesn't. As then Ochako tries to get up as much as she could, trying to catch her breath. Soon Momo takes the advantage and then knocks Ochako out of the ring with her metal rod. After that, midnight calls as Ochako has the ring out, with soon Momo finally getting a breather, with Ochako saying, "Damn it, I lost. How?" And not only that, Deku, he, as Momo saying, "I honor you, Ochako. You are still, even though you gave it your all and you had no chance of beating me, I still honor what you've done. To be honest, I'm not going to lose to you either." Just saying, I'm going to win Midoriya's heart better than you could ever. As Chuck is saying, "Wait, you have feelings for?" Soon, Momo walks away, with soon Bakugo saying, "Well, it wasn't a bad fight, but it was completely one-sided. But I gotta give it a round face. She sure is tough, that's for sure. I only saw her as nothing but delicate." With Bakugo soon looking at his left side, as he thought that he was talking to Izuku, but then Ida's saying, "You talking to me, Bakugo?" As Bakugo getting pissed, saying, "Where the hell did you go, Deku?" Soon, Izuku was over to Ochako's side, saying, "You were pretty strong out there, Uraraka. You gotta give yourself some credit there." Saying, "Thanks for trying to cheer me up, Deku. I appreciate it, but hey, don't let it get to you. I know for sure you just didn't have the combat experience that Yaoyorozu has. But give it time. I know you'll be able to beat somebody just like her. You got so much potential. Don't let it go to waste." As Chuck's saying, "You really mean that?" "I mean it. I know it." As he says this with a gentle smile, before Ochako runs up and hugs Izuku, saying, Thank you, Deku. Thank you for your encouraging words. Then that means I still have a chance after all." Saying, "Have a chance? What are you talking about?" Saying, nothing at all. I gotta go. I need to call my parents." Saying, "Oh, sure. Catch you later." As soon as as Izuku leaves by disappearing, she soon walks back, holding her hand to her chest, saying, I actually did that to Deku. I actually hugged him. But just like Yaoyorozu said, she ain't giving up, and neither will I. I will have Deku, one way or another. As soon Izuku heading back to his seat, he soon ran into Shinso, saying, good luck out there, Shinso. Saying, don't even bother. Once this is over, I'll be able to beat you when I'm done, when I head to the finals. As Izuku saying, sure, whatever. As he soon walks off, then disappears. As he looks around saying, seriously? Somebody like him with a quirk like that? You gotta be kidding me. What chance do I have? At least getting, third or second is good enough for me. As he soon heads to the waiting room, with Izuku arriving back, saying, yo, what I miss, guys? Is Bakugo saying, where the hell were you, Deku? Saying, bathroom? If Bakugo saying, you know what? I don't even care anymore. I'm gonna leave now. And saying, but I just got here, and I have to prepare for my match. Don't even waste my time once this is done. As soon Bakugo leaves, in that of a pissed off way, as Ida saying, where did you really go, Midoriya? With Izuku explaining that he went to go cheer up Ochako, as Momo, who arrived hearing this, saying, I see, because she lost? Yeah, but I knowing her, she's got a lot of potential. I can't wait to see what she can do. As Momo hears this and gets somewhat a little jealous, but still doesn't let it get to her too much, as she wants to prove that she can win Izuku's heart, no matter what. As the match begins between Tetsu and Shinso, Tetsu soon runs as fast as he can at Shinso, but soon Shinso berating him with tons of questions and insults, with then Tetsu reacting to him and losing and stopped running, and was close to punching Shinso, but didn't make it in time. There, Shinso tells Tetsu to basically walk out of the ring, and then Aizawa began explaining Shinso's quirk, being brainwashed, as he can control anybody's mind with just a question. As then a couple people in the stands began getting a little bit eerie and actually worried about Shinso's quirk, that it seems more villainous than hero-like. As Izuku saying, hero-like? There's no such thing as a good or bad quirk. It depends on what a person does with the quirk that truly matters. Seriously, this is what you get when it comes to quirk discrimination. As Ida saying, I agree, Midoriya. Such stuff like that truly is despicable. With some of Class 1A also agreeing with Izuku as well. Soon, the match ends with going to Shinso, as the last match being Tokoyami versus Bakugo, as this would be the last match of the preliminary finals of the final event of the sports festival. With soon, they arrive down there as the dark bird-like figure of Class 1A versus the ash blonde colored explosion boy of Class 1A as well. As the two stare each other down, President Mike gives them to begin with rushing as Tokoyami uses Dark Shadow. Then Bakugo uses One for All Full Surge but dodges Dark Shadow. However, Dark Shadow was able to counter Bakugo's explosion, but still weakened because of his quirk after all, being somewhat of that of light. And realizing that this battle was a horrible mashup after all from the very beginning, with soon Bakugo having a barrages of explosion powered by at least 5% of One for All, as Tokoyami getting completely overwhelmed and his dark shadow soon actually getting completely pushed back as Bakugo grabs Tokiyami by his beak and then saying, "Time to give up, bird brain," as Tokiyami doesn't want to. However, he has to, and saying, "I give up." Soon, but Midnight says, "Tokiyami has submitted to defeat. The winner is Bakugo." With then, Bakugo raises a fist into the air as Izuku couldn't help but smile, but realizing that he doesn't have much time for that, as both him and Shoto head to their waiting rooms, as Izuku saying, "Todoroki, I remind you this. You have no chance of beating me if you continue to hold back. You got it?" Is saying, "I'll keep that in mind, Midoriya," as he walks off, with Izuku looking back and then walking off too. Heading to their waiting rooms and trying to relax, Izuku began wondering on what ability he should try now, as he already used Nen, so that's out of the question. As he begins thinking, wondering, as he finally chooses Tryon, since it's one of his most versatile out of all of his abilities besides Chakra. Before his match began, he soon headed all the way back home, snuck into his bedroom from his window, and then grabbed a couple of his spare triggers, mostly being his spare attack trigger and his spare defensive trigger, and an experimental trigger that he's been trying with new trigger combinations and skills, and heading back as soon as possible before the match began, with President Mike soon introducing the two boys. Izuku saying, "You ready for this, Todoroki?" Saying, "Bring it, Midoriya." Then President Mike gives them the go. After that, Izuku activate one of his triggers, it being his attack trigger, as that of a digital aura begins to envelop him. Soon, he bringing out his ray gas, as soon everyone sees this, with soon Macy sees saying, "Huh, I didn't know he had an ability like that. Looks like even Izuku's been keeping things from me." As through this, as Mirako, who was able to catch the UA sports festival while she's still doing her patrols around the country, she soon noticed that President Mike has said that Izuku had something like a ray gas, as it looks like an energy-based weapon. Soon stopping, saying, "Wait, what? Wait, the only person that has something like that is the Ion. Is the kid Ion?" Back to the sports festival, Shoto shoots a barrage of ice right at Izuku, as Izuku uses all of his power into the ray gas blade, and then destroys the ice with one slash. Then Shoto uses another ice attack, striking at Izuku once more, as he soon destroys it again with another powerful wave, as he's channeling his Tryon into his swings too, creating a small shock wave and a force of wind as well, as he's thinking, "There's no way he can keep this up. My Tryon levels are way too high for him to even get a chance on an upper hand on me. It's either him or me, and it's most likely going to be him." As Shoto saying, "Let's continue this, Midoriya." As Izuku saying, "Let's." As another ice barrage, and then Izuku pretended to let his guard down by hitting another shockwave slash from his ray gas. As then Todoroki, believing he had the perfect chance, creates an ice ramp and then jumps into the air, as Izuku saying, "Gotcha," but saying, "Wait, what?" As then he switches from his ray gas to his Kokutsu spear form, as he soon generates a spear and then manipulates it, being the technique called Ginryo, where he manipulates Kokutsu weaponry and change its shape, size, and form, as he extends the spear almost like that of a long bladed katana, as Shoto was able to dodge before it could strike. Soon, the spear blade begins to bend as it heads straight for Shoto while he dodged it. As it looks like he was about to be stabbed, Izuku jumps into the air and then basically punches Shoto down to the ground, dropping his spear in the process. With Shoto being knocked back down, Izuku lands back on the ground, grabbing his spear and manipulating back to normal, saying, "Seriously, you fell for that trick? That was a fake out, idiot." Saying, "How? I thought you thought. You didn't think if I was a fake out. I mean, we just started. You expected me to basically be given in that easily? Not likely. You're strong, Todoroki. Really strong. But you're not going to beat me with just using your ice." As he soon points his spear right behind him while he's still on the ground, on the back of his head, saying, "You can either submit or give it your all. Those are your two choices." As soon, Shoto uses his ice and tries to creep around Izuku's legs, saying, "Seriously? You gotta be kidding me, right?" As then, he channels his Tryon through his legs as block-like substances began coming out, breaking the ice in the process, saying, "What? How? Again? No one should, yeah. But I'm not like your typical person with a quirk, Todoroki." As then, he switches from his traditional attack triggers to a gun trigger, being his handgun, actually, as he normally doesn't prefer using it unless it's necessary, as he points it at Shoto, saying, "Asteroid," as powerful bullets begin bombarding Shoto on his back, as he begins feeling this pain, screaming out. As everybody thinks, "Wow, Midoriya is seriously relentless. What the hell is he trying to do?" As soon, even Midnight and Tementos thinking that they should probably stop the match before this can get lethal, as Izuku's saying, "Don't stop the match. He can still keep going. Isn't that right, Todoroki?" As he tries getting up, as everyone soon cheers for the son of the number 2 hero, saying, "Look at you, already battered and beaten, and I haven't even gone all out yet. Is this seriously how you want to how this want to win? This is pathetic, Todoroki. I expected better from you." Saying, "Shut up. I'm going to win. I'm going to." Saying, "Not like this, you're not." Then switching back to his ray gas and then knocking him back with the guard of the shield-like blade. As soon he teleports to the other side, then teleporting again and again and again and again, knocking him each and every direction while striking at him. Soon knocking him back to the ground before manipulating the ray gas, creating somewhat that of a grappling claw and binding him in place. As then he knocks him to the ground. As soon, Izuku's saying, "You can get out of this if you use your flames, or you can try and use your ice. Both one will work, but one will probably drain you way much more than the other. Am I right?" As Shoto say, Damn it, are you just toying with me?" "No, I'm not toying with you, Shoto. You're toying with yourself. You are completely, utterly trying to prove a point that shouldn't mean nothing to you. You should be in charge of who you are. You are in charge of your quirk. Your quirk doesn't define who you are. You define the quirk. Don't you get it?" Saying, "What the hell are you talking about, Midoriya? I'm telling you, your damn fire is your own. It has nothing to do with your father anymore. Just because you inherited from him doesn't mean you have to continue his legacy. You can create your own. Create your own path, for crying out loud. I'm trying to become the #1 hero, not in Japan. I'm trying to become the #1 hero of the world. You could say it's arrogant. You could say it's impossible. But I know what I want, and I'm going to make sure I can achieve it. I'm not going to let somebody who can't even understand himself get in my way, in my dream, to make the world a better place for everyone. I'll make sure that people like you don't ever happen again, Todoroki. But to do that, I need you to awaken yourself. Break free of your past and move forward with your future. After hearing this, Shoto's flames began to erupt out of the ray gas binding cloth. As soon the ice on his right side begins to melt. Then he begins using his ice to break free of the Tryon. With soon, Izuku couldn't help but smile as he begins to step back, as he uses a grasshopper platform to do so. With soon saying, "Now that's the Todoroki I wanted to fight against. This is the real Shoto Todoroki." As saying, "You think this is the real me? What do you know? What's the real me? The real you is a hero that would do anything to save somebody. A real hero who would do anything to create his own destiny, his own future. That's the Shoto Todoroki I see. That's the real one to me." As he couldn't help but smile, saying, "Maybe you're right. Then if that's the case, I better live up to your expectations of me." As the both began smiling, with Endeavor screaming out, "Yes, Shoto! Have you finally understand your situation? Do you understand what you're born to do? To surpass me! To surpass All Might! This is the reason you were created!" As then, a Tryon bullet was shot right at Endeavor. As soon Izuku saying, "Ignore him. This is our fight. Don't let anything get in your way." Saying, "My pleasures, Midoriya. But don't blame me if you ever get hurt." Soon, a huge tidal wave of ice were sent flying right at Izuku. But soon, Izuku doesn't move out of place. Instead, he still stands. With soon, he creates 5 Tryon cubes, which one holds the kanji for fire, one holds the kanji for water, the other holds the kanji of earth, one holds the kanji for wind, and another holds a kanji for lightning, as they form that of a star. As each Tryon comes to Izuku's palm, saying, "This is a Tryon technique I only saw once, and I want to try it for myself. The perfect opponent to try it on is you, Todoroki." As then he screams out, "Elemental Trivecto!" As a huge blast of Tryon fused with the elements began shooting right at the ice blast before Shoto used his flames. As a huge attack collided with one another, as Cementos and Midnight trying their best to keep this from happening, it was already too late, as the blast destroyed the entire arena, being even more powerful than it would be in canon. Soon, Izuku was engulfed by the flames. However, he couldn't help but smile, saying, "Nice going, Todoroki, but I still won this match." As then, Shoto was blasted out of the ring. With soon, President Mike saying, "You've got to be kidding me! I thought we told him not to go all out." It's saying he didn't really use any of his other abilities that I saw So yeah, he still kept it under wraps. Midoriya was still holding back somewhat. Is all President Mike saying, "You've got to be kidding me! Your students are seriously monsters, Aizawa?" Is saying, "But what's going on down there?" As Izuku is still standing, with barely even a scratch on him, as he begins smiling, with Midnight saying, "What? Where's Todoroki?" Saying, "He's out of the ring, right over there." As they see Shoto basically stuck in the wall and soon falls to the ground, unconscious, face first. As soon, Midnight saying, "Todoroki is out of bounds. The winner is Midoriya." As everyone cheers for this match, as Izuku couldn't help but smile and puts his fist in the air once again. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. And also, like and subscribe, which really helps with the channel a lot. And also, in the description below, check out my Discord and my gaming channels if you guys feel like it. At any rate, this is Mooky, signing out. Later.